So, you guys like my pierogi story? I have a funny story, but it's not funny because it's kind of serious, but it's also not because it's just so weird. I married this human one time, and after dating men for a million years and realizing that men don't always respect boundaries around sex and intimacy and all of that really fun stuff, I figured, yeah, let's marry a woman. No, that's not really what I thought. I am very gay, but, you would think it would be a bit different, right? So anyways, I married this woman, but I married her for a green card, not me, for her to have the green card. And so we would have these like weekend visits, right? This is the one that cried when I didn't fart and they cried themselves to sleep. Okay. So we know, right? So I was seeing her on weekends, and I'm sorry, everybody is better 2 days or 4 days out of a month. I'm sorry, I could be in the best relationship if I saw my partner every other weekend. I mean, I might be in an actual relationship right now if that was the case, okay? So she would go back she lived in the States, so she would go back home and then come back. Blah, blah. So we did a trial. We did a trial run before we actually got married because we would have to live together, right? I'm a very independent woman, if that has not been very clear. I'm very independent. When I met her, she was also very independent, okay? So we did a trial run. I think she moved in for about 1 or 2 months, and she worked from home. And I hated it. Yeah, like I actually hated the whole thing. I hated it the whole time, so I married her. Yeah, I know. So I married her. Okay. So, and there were the red flags, like the crying in a fetal position because I wouldn't fart in front of her. Like, that's odd, right? That's odd. Anyways, we buy this house. We buy a house. She leaves me in charge of buying this house. So I find this house for us. We buy it. She sells her house in the States, comes over in a car with just her books because she loves books. And then we move in together, and we moved into a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, very small. There wasn't even a hallway. Okay. It was bedrooms, kitchen, and living room. So there wasn't a lot of room, and I didn't know this because I didn't really know her when I married her. I didn't know that she likes to touch all the time, and I don't like that. Okay. I do like touching, but I like it occasionally. Okay. No, this woman wanted to touch 24/7. So if I was walking in the kitchen, I was making, lunch for my kids or whatever that was for her an opportunity for connection. Whereas me, I'm like, I'm buzzing around because I got to get the kids to dance. I've got blah, 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 blah. So it started to become very awkward because she was taking every time I didn't stop and kiss her or have a hug, she was taking very personally. Okay, we all have our own ways, and that's fine. One thing I did specifically ask is, I've dated a lot of men, and I really don't like being sexualized coming out of a shower. Okay, so please don't do that. Well, she did, and she did it all the time. I loved that. You just feel so comfortable coming out, and then the first thing somebody does is like, ooh. No, I am having a shower. That does not mean we're going to go do it. Okay? Anyways, this advanced into advances that were unwanted, unwarranted, and came at the weirdest times. And I'm telling you, they were weird. Okay? If I'm running around because I'm late for work and you're trying to get it on with me, and you can tell I'm not in the mood and I can't because I got to work and I'm frazzled, and that's not the time to get it on. This person didn't have the social awareness to understand, Sorry, I got a call. So she didn't have this social awareness, obviously, because you don't, when you're cooking dinner, need to stop every time you walk past your partner to kiss and hug them, right? So that was obvious. But when you're you're making sexual advances like grabbing my bum or trying to pull me in while I'm in my scrubs trying to get to the hospital to take care of a bunch of people and roll around in a bunch of poop, okay? Not sexy. Anyways, it started to feel really unsafe for me. And anytime I would say no to a hug, a kiss, or a sexual advance, I would be punished. Now, everyone thinks I'm the bad guy because I've got the voice. I can say what like I'm the loud one. So naturally and societally, I'm the problem, right? And I date quiet, shy, meek people. Not anymore. Anyways, so to the outside world, she looked fine and nothing was wrong, okay? But if I said no to a kiss, I would be punished by her crying for 24 hours. And I'm not kidding. It was dramatic. Now, understand, yes, I'm not completely a dark heart here, okay? I understand rejection sensitivity. Like I've been therapized a lot, but this was extreme. And so what ended up happening is it felt like anytime I said no, it wasn't okay. And then of course that then makes you feel like you're guilted into doing things when you don't want to do them, right? And so we started couples therapy, blah, 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 blah. This is the whole point of my story. We are in couples therapy. Want to know what our homework was? Our homework was to go home, practice making out, me saying no, and her accepting it. I mean, when you're in it, and you don't know that that's actually really bad. But when I say that story to other people, I'm like, that is not normal. You should not have to go home with your partner to practice saying no and respecting it. Because I did. I started to feel like I was being SA'd in my marriage, which is that's not sexy. Like, it's just not sexy. Needless to say, we're separated. And that's another story, actually, too. How that happened. It wasn't over pro use, but it was definitely something like that. But anyways, if you're in that position and you're like, this doesn't feel right, and you think that it isn't feeling right, well, it's probably because it's not feeling right.